to get this webcam up here. There we go. So our first day of basic injectable training class starts it's always on a Saturday, and we do neuromodulators. We cover Botox, Xeomin, Dysport. As soon as we can, we're going to get Jovo, which is the newest neuromodulator that's been FDA approved in the United States. And then the second day of class covers dermal filler. So we use Restylane, we use Juvederm, we use the newest FDA approved filler called Versa as well. So during the basic injectable day 2, we are learning how to do nasolabial folds. We are learning how to do lips and marionettes. So that's the content in the basic injectable 2-day training. It's very intense. It covers a lot of material in 2 days. Also on the second day, we go over business. We go over legal, ethical things. We talk a lot about how to structure your business, whether you are an independent provider or somebody that needs oversight. We talk about how to find a job, and we talk about what the job market's like. So we really lay the groundwork in those 2 days to getting your business off the ground. The other thing that we do is we provide you with electronic forms to help as you move forward that next week as well. We really encourage people to get started as soon as possible. But if they're not able to do that, then refresher courses are also available at any time at no cost. So we often have students who come back to us if they're not able to start injecting right away. They will come back and just shadow during our basic injectable class. And then moving on from there, we have our advanced injectable course that we recommend people get very comfortable with dermal filler to start in that course, because we are doing every dermal filler procedure we have during advanced is with a microcannula. So it's important to feel comfortable with the syringe and the needle and have your assessment and your consultation techniques pretty well intact before you start doing the microcannula portion. And also in our dermal filler class, we're using different kinds of fillers like Radiesse, which is calcium hydropeptate, and we use Belotero, which is a finely whipped filler. So we're doing jawline reconstruction. We're doing some really intense things, mid-face volume. We're doing temples. We are learning Sculptra, which is a biostimulator. And we do sclerotherapy to eliminate spider veins. So our advanced class is also super intense. It's 2 hours of didactic and then diving right in at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. with patient treatments all afternoon. And that class also is 7 CEU hours for attending that class. Our basic course is 17 CEU. We also have, as bookends to our basic training weekend, skincare for the medical provider. That is always on the Friday before our basic injectable weekend. And that covers chemical peels, microneedling, and IPL. So we go over photofacials and we do laser hair removal. And it's structured like all of our classes are, with a bit of didactic in the morning and then hands-on practice with real models in the afternoon. So that's a really good add-on. It definitely makes the new provider more marketable if they're going into the job place, if they're looking to get hired at an office. That course is, like I said, it's held every Friday before our basic injectable training, and it makes it really convenient for people who are coming from out of state to come in on the Friday, take the Friday class, Saturday, Sunday, and then we have on Monday a PRP training, which is huge. So PRP is platelet-rich plasma, and it's very popular in the US right now for aesthetics, and it's only going to get bigger. So PRP is used to stimulate natural cell growth. So it's, instead of putting a dermal filler into an area, we can switch it up and put PRP in there and stimulate natural cell growth, which people are kind of really into that whole natural thing. So we love PRP. So the treatments that we go over during the day-long class on that Monday are microneedling, facial injections. We do PRP for hair restoration, which is hugely popular and very successful. And we do breast enhancement. So we learn how to inject PRP into breast tissue to just add a little bit of volume for people who may not be good candidates for implants, or perhaps just don't want implants. We can get a little bit of a boost from the PRP. And then we usually round out the day with feminine enhancement with PRP, which sometimes is known as the OSHA. So it is really helpful in helping with stress incontinence, just increasing sex drive as well as sexual enjoyment. It will strengthen the pelvic floor to help with all kinds of issues that we get not only as we age, but the younger population post babies. So PRP is really picking up steam, and we anticipate it just to get bigger and bigger. It's already used in the acute care setting for multiple things, to speed up wound healing and to speed up tissue production. So we have specifically added that on to the last day of our 4-day weekend. So courses that we have coming up are March in Bend. So we have offsite trainings as well. We have dedicated instructors who live in these areas. So one of the things that we really are committed to providing is support long-term. So instead of just coming to our course and then just going and you never hearing from us again or not being able to contact us, we are here for you as you move on. We intend for you to ask us questions, to potentially have us come to your office, maybe if you're having a launch party or an open house or anything to help support you, we want to do that. So rather than our Portland staff traveling to these offsite locations, we actually have instructors who live and work in Bend and in Seattle, and then in Idaho will be our first class in June. So all of these courses are structured the exact same way as they are in our Portland location, and you get the same continuing education units as well as the same content and the same hands-on experience. We also have our Arizona course that's starting in April as well. That first course is April 27th and 28th, as well as our Bend class, April 27th and 28th. Moving beyond that, we have our June class at both of those, all 4 of our locations will be holding classes in June. Our offsite locations are Seattle, our Arizona, and our Idaho courses will be actually not our Idaho, our Arizona, our Bend and our Seattle class will be June 1st and 2nd, and then our Idaho course in June is a little bit later in the month on a Thursday, Friday. So that's kind of how our classes are structured and what our offsite trainings look like. Other things to think about too, our tuition is for the 2-day basic injectable class is $3,750, but by attending this webinar, you all will get a discount code in your email and worth $250 off of registration. We highly recommend, as soon as possible, when you know that you're going to take a particular course, to put a down payment down. So we require a $500 down payment to reserve your course. And even if you're maybe unsure whether you can attend in April or May or June, putting that $500 down will at least reserve your course in April, and then you can bump it to May if you have to, or even June. Beyond that, we have payment plans as well. The only requirement that we have is that the tuition is paid in full by the first of the month that you plan to take the course. So if you want to take the April class, we can take a down payment whenever, and then you just need to pay off the balance by April 1st. We provide everything you need. That tuition is all inclusive. So we provide the models, we provide the product. You don't have to bring anything, literally. You get a pen, you get a notepad, you get a huge workbook that you use for your reference. During the afternoon, we have reps from our pharmaceutical companies who come in and provide lunch and discuss with our students all the ins and outs of their particular product and how they advise the business structure portion as well. So you get a lot of information in the 2 days of basic injectable training. Our intention is to get you ready to go that next week if you choose to do it. And then beyond that, like I said, we can offer support ongoing. If you need reinforcement, or you feel like you want to shadow a little bit more, or maybe you want some over-the-shoulder coaching, we can help arrange that with our product reps, or we can do that as well. So I would love to take some questions if you have any questions that we can talk about. I think I covered just about everything. Our entire course schedule is online. So through 2019, we will have trainings every month at each of our locations. So Seattle, Portland, Bend, Phoenix, and Boise. Starting in June, we'll have 5 locations every month. And you can register for those anytime. You can register for them online, and the discount code I give you, you'll be able to input right into the online registration and get that discount. Do you guys have any questions? We also have NovaThread training, which is a big draw. We have group trainings every month for NovaThread, and we also do private trainings in office. NovaThread is polydioxanone sutures. It's also something that's getting very big, and it involves the process of placing the PDO sutures under the skin, and they self-secure, and they will lift. So you'll get an immediate mechanical lift with the PDO sutures. They're also, they also will stimulate collagen production and tissue production, so they have like a dual benefit. Excuse me. And then we also train on the smooth and the twist threads as well. So we use a brand called NovaThread that we like a lot, and they're very supportive, and the training's awesome. So our next training for that is March 30th, and then we hold those group training once a month, or we can travel to an office. We currently our trainings above the basic injectable trainings, so meaning our PRP, our advanced training, our skin training, and our NovaThread training. We only have those at our Portland location currently, but our instructors can travel to your office and do a 4 or 6 hour PRP training. So once you're up and running, you don't necessarily have to come to us, we can come to you. We develop quotes specifically for that, and we work with our reps really closely to provide the supplies for those trainings. So you can get that training without it being such a huge investment for you, because the one thing that we see and we advise new providers against doing is getting so deep in debt, getting all these trainings, that it takes much longer to recover to become profitable. So many of our students will come and do the basic injectable course and then work for a little while, make some money, pay off the tuition from that, and then they'll come to us for another couple courses, maybe the advanced course, perhaps the skincare training and the PRP, and just kind of keep adding to their repertoire. We do have those people who come from a distance and just get it all out of the way right away. So they go back to their office or their new business and they just lay it all out there right away. Either approach is fine, but for those who are adding aesthetic service as an adjunct to what they're already doing, we always advise not quitting your day job until you get profitable with the aesthetics. My background is emergency department. I'm an ER nurse. And when I started, this career literally just fell into my lap. I was approached by somebody who wanted to be my medical director and sent me for training to learn how to do Botox and filler. And it was the best career decision I've ever made. So while I was starting my aesthetics practice, I was continuing to work full-time in the ER. And I had a goal of when I wanted to be able to quit completely in the emergency department, and I actually achieved that goal sooner than I thought possible. So I started in March of 2012, and it was in January of 2014 that I left the ER completely. So I've been out of the ER for 5 years now, and I've never looked back. People ask me all the time if I miss it, and I can wholeheartedly say I don't miss a single thing about the ER. This career has been more personally and professionally fulfilling than I could ever have imagined. The colleagues that I've met in the last 7 years, as well as my patients, has really been instrumental in really reaffirming that I made the right decision. And I'm helping people in ways that I never even considered, especially after being in the ER and helping people physically through things, and of course in that stressful and emotional moments. But this is addressing different needs with our patient base, and they're just as important as anything that I saw in the emergency department. So I always like to, you'll hear the stories of all of our instructors of how we all got into the business during our course. We have ample time to chat and talk about different pearls and pitfalls that we've met along the way, and that's our intention, is to bring those up to you to make you aware of things that commonly happen in the aesthetics world and how to circumnavigate that and how to handle certain situations. Another thing that we do with how we teach that possibly is unique, I think it's unique in comparison to other training programs, is that we really emphasize a natural look. We definitely discuss the current trends that are going on right now and how to achieve those if patients ask for those certain things, but also how to delicately address those if you feel like you don't want to. What we always say is that that's your canvas, and once your work of art leaves your office, that's your name on that work of art. And sometimes people perceive that negatively. So if you don't want that bouncing back at you, then knowing how to address that before the issue actually comes up is really important. So we include a lot of patient stories with our training. We just talk about everything. It's really fun to get a group of students in the first day of class, and everybody's timid and kind of quiet, and there's not a lot of conversation happening. And during the course of our classroom time in the morning, and then we're all together in the afternoon, and our group training is so much fun because we're able to talk to our colleagues, our fellow students who are learning the same thing, and we all come from different paths. We all come from perhaps different parts of the United States. So it makes the training really fun. And by the end of the second day, typically what happens is people are exchanging phone numbers. They might have even made a connection for business contacts, meaning there will be nurses in the course who need medical directors. And in most of the Western states, nurse practitioners can also be medical directors to oversee registered nurses. So we've had a couple recently during probably every class the last 3 or 4 months who've been able to make that connection and move their business forward than they anticipated because they've met a potential medical director during the basic injectable training. So we are really determined to help our students become as successful as they possibly can be. So not only does that happen during the weekend, but as we move forward, we really encourage reaching out to reps from the different pharmaceutical companies and setting up trainings that they can provide for free beyond what we do. So it's a super fun weekend, and it's just, we've had positive feedback from literally everybody that's attended over the past 3 years. There is on our Facebook page and also on our website and also on our YouTube channel, there's a video that I will also send you the link to in an email that just shows our training facility. It has all of our instructors in it, and it's a really good way to get a feel for who we are and what we do. Do you guys have any other questions?